package was lying by the front door, a cup-shaped carton sealed with tape. Their name and address printed by hand. Mr. and Mrs. Elder Lewis, 21 7E37 Street, New York. New York 1019. Norma picked it up, unlocked the door, and went into the apartment. It was just getting dark. After she put the lamp chop in the bowl, she sat down to open the package. Inside, the carton was a push-button unit fast to a small wooden box. A glass dome covered the button. Norma tried to leave it off, but it was locked into place. She turned the unit over and saw a folded piece of paper, scored taped to the bottom of the box. She pulled it off. Mr. Stewart will call on you at 8:30. Norma put the button unit beside her on the couch. She reread the typed note, smiling. A few moments later, she went back into the kitchen to make the salad. The drum bell rang at 8 o'clock. "I'll get it," Norma called from the kitchen. Arthur was in the living room reading. There was a small man in the hallway. He removed his hat as Norma opened the door. "Mrs. Lewis?" he inquired politely. "Yes, Mr. Stewart." "Oh, yes," Norma whispered a smile. She was sure no, it was Sal's speech. "May I come in?" asked Mr. Stewart. "I'm rather busy," Norma said. "I'll get you your watch, Caltroke." She started to turn. "Don't you want to know what is it?" Norma turned back. Mr. Stewart's tone had been offensive. "No, I don't think so," she replied. "It could prove very valuable," he told her. "Monetarily?" she challenged. Mr. Stewart nodded. "Monetarily?" he said. Norma frowned. She didn't like his attitude. "What are you trying to sell?" she asked. "I'm not selling anything," he answered. Arthur came out of the living room. "Something wrong?" Mr. Stewart introduced himself. "Oh, Arthur pointed toward the living room and smiled. "What is the gadget anyway?" "It won't take long to explain," replied Mr. Stewart. "May I come in?" "If you're selling something," Arthur said. Mr. Stewart shook his head. "I'm not." Arthur looked at Norma. "Up to you," she said. He hesitated. "Well, why not?" he said. They went into the living room, and Mr. Stewart sat in Norma's chair. He raked her into an inside coat pocket and withdrew a small sealed envelope. Inside, "Here is a key of the bell unit, Tom," he said. He set the envelope of the chair side table. "The bell is connected to our office." "What is it for?" asked Arthur. "If you push the button," Mr. Stewart told him, "somewhere in the world someone you didn't know will die. It's return for which you will receive a payment of $10,000. Norma stared at the small man. He was smiling. "What are you talking about?" Arthur asked him. Mr. Stewart looked surprised. "But I'm just explaining," he said. "Is this a big practical joke?" Arthur asked. "Not at all. The offer is completely genuine." You're making sense," Arthur said. "You expect us to believe? Whom do you represent?" demanded Norma. Mr. Stewart looked embarrassed. "I'm afraid I'm not at liberty to tell you that," he said. "However, I assure you the organization of international screw." "I think you better leave," Arthur said, standing. Mr. Stewart rose. Of course, and take your baden unit with you. Are you sure you wouldn't care to think about it for a day or so? Arthur picked up the baden unit and the envelope and thrust them into Mr. Stewart's hand. He walked into the hall and pulled open the door. "I'll leave my card," said Mr. Stewart. He placed it on the table by the door. When he was gone, Arthur tore in half of toast the paste onto the table. Norma was still sitting on the sofa. "What do you think it was?" she asked. "I don't care to know," he answered. She tried to smile, but cannot. "Aren't you curious at all?" "No." He shook his head. After Arthur returned on his book, Norma went back to the kitchen and finished washing the dish. "Why won't you talk about it?" Norma asked. Arthur's eyes shifted as he brushed his teeth. He looked at his reflection in the bathroom mirror. "Doesn't it intrigue you?" It's over me," Arthur said. "I know, but..." Norma rolled another curly in her hair. "Doesn't it intrigue you too? You think it is practical jokes?" she asked as they went into the bathroom. "If it is, it's a sick one." Norma sat on her bed and took off her splits. "Maybe it's some kind of psychological research," Arthur stressed. "Could be. Maybe some eccentric millionaire is doing it. Maybe. Wouldn't you like to know?" Arthur shook his head. "Why?" "Because it's immoral," he told her. Norma slid beneath the cover. "Well, I think it's intriguing," she said. Arthur turned off the lamp and leaned over her to kiss her. "Good night," he said. "Good night." She patted his back. Norma closed her eyes. $50,000, she thought. In the morning, as she left the apartment, Norma saw the card half on the table. Impulsively, she dropped them into her purse. She locked the front door and joined Arthur in the elevator. Well, she was on her coffee break. She took the card half from her purse and held of them edged together. Only Mr. Stewart's name and telephone number were printed on the card. After lunch, she took the card half from her purse again and taped the edges together. "Why, I'm doing this," she thought. Just before 5, she dialed the number. "Good morning," said Mr. Stewart. Norma almost hung up, but received herself. She cleared that truth. "This is Mr. Lewis," she said. "Yes, Mr. Lewis." "Yes, Mrs. Lewis." Mr. Stewart sounded pleased. "I'm curious." "That's natural," Mr. Stewart said. "No, not that I believe a word of you told us." "Oh, it's quite authentic," Mr. Stewart answered. "Well, whatever." Norma swallowed. "When you said someone in the world would die, what did you mean?" "Exactly that," he answered. "It could be anyone. All we worded it that you don't know them, and of course that you wouldn't have to watch them die." "For $50,000? Norma said. "This is correct." She made a scoff sound. "That's crazy!" "Nonetheless, that is profession, Mr. Stewart said. Would you like me to return the button unit? Norma, stiffly. Currently not, she hung up angrily. The package was lying by the front door. Norma saw it as she left the elevator. Well, all of the nerve, she thought. She glanced at the curtain as she unlocked the door. I just won't take it in, she thought. She went inside and started dinner. Later, she went into the front hall, opened the door, she picked up package and carried it into the kitchen, leaving it on the table. She sat in the living room, looking out the window. After a while, she went back into the kitchen to turn the kettles in the boiler. She put the package into the bottom cabinet. She threw it out in the morning. Maybe some eccentric millionaire is playing game with people, she said. Arthur looked up from the dinner. I don't understand you. What does Chan mean? Let it go, he told her. Norma ate in silence. Suddenly, she put her phone down. Support it. Genuine offer, she said. Arthur stared at her. Suppose it's genuine offer. All right, suppose it. He looked incredulous. What would you like to do? Get the button back and push it more someone? Norma looked disgraced. Murder? How would it definite it? If you don't even know the person, Norma said. Arthur looked astounded. Are you saying what I think you are? If it is some old Chinese prison 10,000 miles away, some decent native in the Kango would beg a baby boy in Pennsylvania, Arthur curtains. Some beautiful little on the next block? No, you're loading thing. The point is, Norma, he continued. What is different who you kill? It is murder. The point is, Norma broke in. If it's someone you never seen in your life and never will see, someone who's dead, you don't even have to know, but you still wouldn't push the button. Arthur stared at her, applied. You mean you would? $50,000, Arthur. What has the amount? $50,000, Arthur, Norma interrupted. A chance to take the trip to Europe we always talk about. Norma, no. A chance to buy the cabbage on the island. Norma, no. His voice was weighed. She shuddered. All right, take it easy, she said. Why are you getting so upset? It's only talk. After dinner, Arthur went into the living room. Before he left the table, he said, I'd rather not discuss it anymore, if you don't mind. Norma suggests, fine with you. She got up early than usual to make pancakes, egg, and bacon for Arthur's breakfast. What the occasion? He asked with a smile. No occasion. Norma looked often. I want to do it. That's all. Good, he said. I'm glad you did. She refilled his cup. Want to show you I'm not. She shrugged. Not why? Selfish. Did I say why you are? Well, she suggests vaguely. Last night, Arthur didn't speak. All that you talk about the button, Norma said. I think you well misunderstood me. In that way, his voice was squirted. I think you fell, she gestured again. That I was only thinking of myself. I wasn't, Norma. Well, I wasn't one to talk about Europe, a cat on the island. Norma, why are we getting so influenced of this? I'm not involved at all, she drawled in a shaking breath. I'm simply trying to indicate that. What? That I'd like for us to go to Europe, like for us to having cabbage on the island, like for us to having a nice apartment, nice furniture, nicer clothes, a car, like for us to finally have a baby. For the matter, Norma, we will, he said. When? He stared at her in dismay. Norma, when? Are you? His man the throat back slightly. Are you really saying? I'm saying that they're probably doing it for research project. She cut him off. That they want to know what afraid people would do under such a circumstance. That they are just saying someone would die in order to study research reaction, see if the be called anxiety and anxiety, whatever. You don't think they will somebody do you? Arthur didn't answer. She saw his hand trembling. After a while, she got up and left. When he gone to work, Norma remained at the table, stared into her coffee. I'm going to be late, she thought. She shuddered. What difference did it make? She should be home anyway, not working in office. Well, she was stacking this, and she turned absurdly, tried her hand, and took her package from the bottom cabinet. Open it. She set the bottom unit on the table. She stared at it for a long time before taking the key from an envelope and removing in the glass dome. She stared at the button. How ridiculous, she thought. All this wafer over a meaningless button. Richard off. She pushed it down. For us, she threw angrily. She shuddered. What is happened? A chill of horror swept across him. In a moment, his head passy made a contemplative noise. Ridiculous, she thought. To get so worked up over nothing. She threw the button unit, Tom and Kay into the work basket and hurried to dress for work. She had just turned over the shepherd's stick when the telephone rang. She picked up the receiver. Hello, Mrs. Lewis? Yes. This is the Helen Will Hospital. She felt unreal as the voice involved her the subway accident. The solving cord, Arthur pushed from the platform into the front of the train. She was conscious and shaking her head, but cannot stop. She has hung up and remember Arthur left insurance police for $24,000 with double indemnity for. No, she couldn't seem to breathe. She struggled to her feet and walking into the kitchen numbly. Something could press and her school at the remove in the button unit from the water basket. There were no nails or screws visible. She couldn't see how it was put together. Abruptly, she began a smash in one dancing edge, pounding in hard and harder, until the walls bit. She pulled the side apart, cutting her fingers without notice. There was no transistor in the box, nor width or tops. The box was empty. She read with a gasp as the telephone rang. Struggling into the living room, she picked up the receiver. "Mr. Lewis?" Mr. Stewart asked. It wasn't her voice shaking so. It could be. "No," said, "I wouldn't know that one that died." "My dear lady," Mr. Stewart said, do you really think you know your husband?"